So talk a little bit about, just start with your show this week. How'd it go?
It was pretty good. I mean, I'd say it was a really good first show. With the help of you guys and all that, it was fun. It felt a lot bigger than it was. We sold, I want to say, 200 pre-sale, and then roughly like 235 at the door. So it was fun.
Tell me a little bit about like everybody in your band. Like what started? Why did you want to do? Why did you want to create a band? I mean, we'll get into your single in a bit, but like you put a lot of good talent together. Why did you want to do that?
I've really been praying about it for a while. I've really been like, God, please just, on your timing, help me find somebody who's right, people who write. My lead guitar player actually was talking to me over Instagram. Went to middle school with him. His name's Dylan Calvo. And he was like, man, me and this drummer kid have been, jamming for a little while, and we need a singer, and you're good, so you want to come hang out? Maybe we'll start something. And I was like, sure. And then I realized first session, I was like, bro, these kids are actually like really good, like really, really good for their age. So, and then we found a bass player, Tristan, and then.
Where'd you meet Tristan?
So I met Tristan at the Meal Barn, actually. I came up to watch one of his shows. I was actually gonna go watch Joey Green, and he was opening for him. And I was just kind of looking at him, and I was like, dude, this guy's good. And we got to talking and everything, and I hit him up, and I was like, yo, so you want to like I know you know your stuff, so you want to come like help us out, maybe play bass? And he said he was down. So from then it was just, here we are. So
do y'all, well, I want to hit on the God thing first. I was there and I watched you kind of almost pre-ritual your singing. Is that something you do like all the time? I know God has an impact on your life, but
right.
Like, where did that come from? Where does that lead you to where you are now?
Really, it just, well, before every show, I make sure to say a quick prayer. Thank God for the opportunities that He's placed in my life, and really hone in on that, because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be able to do anything I'm doing. And I mean, He really just kind of pulled me out of a spot last year when we did our first interview. He really is just continuing to place opportunities in my life and really just, bless me when I don't deserve any of that.
Was that spot you're talking about, was that a good spot? Was that an okay spot? Bad spot? It was more of a bad spot than a good spot. I was just kind of not. How so?
I was just hanging around not so great people, not anybody from here, but just not being influenced correctly. I was really focused on different things outside of school and not really doing my work and everything, because last year was hard. It was hard for me. And then God said, move. And I moved. And then my whole life changed. So
I want to, if you're okay with it, dive a bit deeper into that. Like, why? Why was it hard? Besides hanging around with the wrong people.
Well, because I really just kind of got into some bad things. I'm not going to go in too deep on that. But, I was really just, I didn't know what I wanted. I was lost. Just kind of running around like a lost dog. Just like didn't know where I was going to go, what I wanted to do. I was kind of going through it with my parents at the time, with my mom and everything, and everything was really just kind of taking a toll. So,
would put God aside from it, would you say music had a big impact on?
Oh yeah, for sure. Music really kind of pulled me out of the thick. Once I realized that I could play and sing at the same time, I was like, that's cool. I'm gonna try. Go play an open mic, see what's up, see what's popping out there, and I don't want to say technically music saved my life pretty much, but in other words, it's helped me say no to a lot of stuff, and it's helped me really stay level and stay mature and just be the best version of myself that I can be.
Hitting on that, once you found music, what made you even find music? Have you been singing for a long time? Have you been doing this for a while? Is this something you've kind of been doing in the background you want to get serious about? Like, tell me, like, what got you to like where you are now? Like, I'm trying to fathom where you are now, and what even got you to take that first step to open mic?
Well, My mom used to sing. My real mom used to sing in church. She used to sing at Gateway in South Lake and all that. So when I was younger, I was always in the green room at sound checks and all this other stuff. Didn't know a thing about it. But people say what you were surrounded by when you were little is what you're going to do when you grow up. And I solely believe that because it's happening now. I was surrounded by music, but I never really honed in on it. I never really was like, oh yeah, I want to do that. It was always military for me. So I really think, God threw a curveball at me and was like, hey, you're going to do that. And I was like, all right, cool. So, I mean, and I love it. There's nothing else like it. So
let's get on to what does it take? You see movies and you see all these cliche American bands, but
right.
I almost feel like it's kind of a lost art almost.
Yeah.
Like we had all the the classic band, big boy
right.
bands that we had when we were younger.
Yep.
But now it's like it's kind of uncommon. Like even back in the old days when Beatles,
yep.
you had Aerosmith, you had all these people who were like good bands, but now like you don't really see that too often. Can you explain like what it actually takes to put a band together, how you kind of regulate it, what it takes to get that group of guys together to make sure it's like healthy?
Well, there's a lot of moving parts. Moving parts, I say, like in a technical sense, like when you just have to find somebody that is willing to learn the parts, someone that can work and have a solid work ethic and knows what they're doing, because in that sense then you'll actually make progress and they will actually want to work for you. Like my guys, they work so hard for me and I really appreciate that, and I work hard for them, and they push us. Well, they push us. We push each other, and we just we push each other's limits, because when our fingers are hurting and we're tired and we're sweating and we're about to give up, we're like, no, we got one more run, and then we're all like, ah. But then it pays off. So there's a lot more that goes into that. So I solely believe that every principle in music has a promise.
I was really impressed when I saw it.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I honestly didn't really come in with an expectation, to be honest, because I know you kind of find a way to surprise me each time. But like I also didn't think it was going to be at that level. How much do you put in to get to that level? Like, give me specifics, hours. What do you all do? How many times do you rehearse?
So from Saturday, we had only been playing together for about a month and a half, which means we had, for the first half of the first month that we were together, we had one rehearsal every 2 weeks. And then after that, we started going one a week, and then we hit 2 weeks, 3 weeks before this show. So I'd say on average, after school, we'd get there at 5. We'd go up to Denton. We'd probably start around 6 and end at about 11:30.
I want to hit on something you told me. I remember you saying something, and it kind of told me a bit about your person. I kind of want you to explain it. You said you're gonna make it, and I think it's a realistic but also very bold statement.
Right.
What makes you think, one, you're gonna make it, and what makes you think, one, you have something else that is A, not there, and B, is something that nobody else in this industry has?
I don't think I am gonna make it. I just feel it. It's a feeling in a sense, because I daydream about it. It's odd. It's really weird, because I can just see myself playing in front of hundreds of thousands of people. And, everyone's told me like, oh, you're gonna make it. But there's also a possibility that it won't happen. It's really believing in something that you don't see, that you can't see. It's kind of like spirituality in a sense. If you believe in if you believe in higher power, for example, then you're gonna have to believe it even when you don't see it. Like if you want it as bad as you want to breathe, then it will happen.
What is that vision that you said God or was given to you?
Really just to make music for Texas and give people the voice that they don't have. Show people that, in drug abuse, alcohol abuse, whatever, that you're not alone. And a lot of people have written about that, but we're just gonna do it in a different way. and make it a lot deeper than it is. You know, I'm going to talk about personal stuff, write stories, sing about those stories, take stuff from books and excerpts and all that, and then just turn them into music. So, I mean, we're really kind of, I don't know. That's a hard question. That's a really hard question.
Speaking of those problems, touch on Indian woman. I know it represents a lot, but what does it like mean to you? What does it mean?
Really just, it really kind of throws who I am out there, you know, and who Hayden was. You know, like I said, I've never met him, but you know, if he's, I mean, he's my twin brother. If he's anything like me, then you know, I want to kind of express myself through a song like that, which is super cool. So I was very, very, very fortunate to get that opportunity.
To wrap it up, explain to me the feeling of performing for people who aren't performers, for people who aren't up there in front of other people. If you could put that into words, if you can't, just let me know.
That's fine.
If you can put it into words, what does that feel like?
It is very special, because when during a song and people are yelling, like, "Let's go, yeah, he did," or whatever, that was probably one of my favorite ones. When they're just expressing, you know, like they're thankful that you're up there, like it brings you a different level of peace, because you know that you're doing something right. You're making people happy, and that's what I love. So because at the end of the day, it's like a roller coaster. You do it one time, you're gonna want to do it a million times over. And that's like playing in different states too. Like that's a completely different feeling than it is playing in your hometown. Because in your hometown, everybody's there. When you're out of state, no one knows who you are. But then you still get that kind of hometown vibe when people are like, "Dude, yeah, let's go." And people are hyped for somebody that they've never seen before. That's special. So I really do take that and run with it. So.
All right, awesome. I think that's good.
Cool, so
So
perfect.
good.
All right.
Thanks for